Okay, welcome everybody. Larry Lawton here. We have a great show. I got my man Mikey D. Mikey D is on the show. He's a great friend of mine. He runs a golf course, has a great redemption story, and that's what this is about. Before we get started, please check us out on YouTube member programs, Patreon member programs. Our Discord is off the charts now. We're over 10,000 rabid fans. And we also have merch and all that kind of stuff. So check out the links below all the time because we have some great stuff. Mikey.
Larry.
Welcome to the show. You know, as everybody knows, I like to hang around people who are positive, people who've went through their adversity and changed, and you're one of them. And I want to get into your story. First, let's get the story how we met.
That was cool.
Yeah, tell people how we met with the godfather of golf. Tell him who he is, and he's a great friend of ours. He's since passed.
Yeah.
But tell him about that.
So Chuck Workman, we coined him as the godfather of golf, of course, the son of Charlie the Bug. Amazing story. He didn't have a home club down here in Florida, and he was looking to hang out somewhere. And so I just moved here to Florida. He came up. And we just hit it off immediately. And the one thing I got to say about Chuck is, you know, you hear guys tell stories, you know, the storytellers, and you hear the same story 6, 7 times. I've known Chuck. I knew Chuck for 7 years, never heard the same story more than twice.
But just to give my audience a little bit, Chuck Workman was a professional golfer. He played on the PGA Tour and the Senior Tour. He was the head pro of Bethpage, which is a mega course in New York that he played the U.S. Open in. And his father was a major gangster who actually killed Dutch Schultz.
Right.
And if you look him up, it's called Charlie the Bug Workman. That's Chuck's father.
Right.
And I connected with Chuck because of my past with the gangsters. So we became very close as well, and we used to talk stories all the time. And Chuck was just an amazing guy. And he always loved me for my respect for going to prison, not telling, doing all the things I still believe in today.
Yep.
And that's why I won't have certain people on my show.
Yeah.
But you got to know Chuck because he became he was really South Florida's pros, correct?
Totally. And here at the Nash too, Palm Beach National, I mean, we really too kind of rode the celebrityism of Chuck Workman. It was great, you know. In fact, we got a bench out back and a tribute to Chuck because that was his bench, man. And he'd sit there and people, of course, this is a mega, you know, place for New Yorkers. Oh. And at first I thought he might have been full of shit, dude, Chuck Workman, you know. But it turns out he was sitting there. I would say 10, 15, 20 people a day say, hey, are you Chuck Workman from Bethpage? Oh, man, those games you used to host. Oh, those skins games, all the action you had. Because he was a great gambler, too. You talk about a guy that could set the game in his favor. Nobody better than Chuck.
You know, it's funny because a pro I know up in he used to be a head pro, I think Westbury, one of the pro courses up in Long Island. And he's down here now. He's up in where I live in Palm Bay. And I asked him, I says, do you know Chuck Workman? Who doesn't? He was the best hustler. That was who he's known for.
Yeah.
Hustlers. Nobody would play him for money.
Nobody.
And he would, like you said, set the game up that you couldn't win.
Yeah.
And if you're a golfer, everybody knows I'm a golfer, a sucky golfer. Mikey's a pro golfer. But I had so much fun playing with Mikey. We just enjoyed the game, enjoyed the camaraderie and the stories. And I still do. You know, I still play, but not as much, obviously, because of my stuff. Do you play?
I do, not as often as I would like to, but I do get a chance to get out there. When I do, I have a ball. And golf to me is more about who I'm with than what I shoot and where I'm at even.
I say that all the time, Mike. You know, and let me give your audience, what do you do now? You run... Tell us exactly what you do with the company you work with, and then we're going to get into your story.
So I'm a principal partner with the Paradigm Golf Group. We manage 7 golf clubs throughout America. It's been up to 12, down to 7, and so on.
You still at the one in Hawaii?
Maui, yep. We got.
Can I go there?
Maui Nui,
Are you giving me a pass to go there?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Can we drive the RV there?
You're right.
Road trip.
What a great road trip.
But so we got Maui Nui, we got Bali High in Las Vegas, which is awesome, owned by Bill Walters, who's a legend. Talk about a hustler.
Bill I gotta go to these courses,
story's amazing.
Man, I gotta call you.
So and then Phoenix, and then the 3 here in Florida.
I love that, and I think what your model give people now. Everybody knows golf. Okay, some people look at it as a stuck-up sport. Some says the best thing I always got when I came here and with Chuck and you and the people I met was. It's more of it's so much fun. The people get it, like you said, it's about the people, and there's no feeling of an asshole.
Yeah.
You know,
not at
don't
all.
get me wrong. I'm not gonna knock any big
Sure,
courses or something like that. My point is, it felt to this day. I just drove up here. We're here, and I'm gonna show you guys some pictures. You see them now, and look at these pictures. This is the golf course that I used to come, and I just drove up. I'm on the 18th hole, behind the 18th hole. And I pulled the RV, and you guys know it's a almost 38-foot RV.
Yeah.
And nobody gave me a hard time.
Nah, not at all. Just hope nobody shanks one or hits one a little thin on the fairway there.
That's all right.
You can take it.
We'll get donations from YouTube to pay for
Yeah,
the window.
absolutely. Well, over our career, you know what, our whole motto is just to shift the vibe and increase the bottom line through actually making it fun, making it friendly, and making it inclusive. We do that through programs we offer, but most importantly, we do that through the investment in our people. Actually, our whole model, or what do you call it? The company slogan is "Hope we made you smile." That's really all that it comes down to, and you can see that.
I love the one. Give it a place
to be.
Mikey
Mikey D in the place to be.
I love that.
But you can see that in a lot of our videos. We do music videos, parody videos, fun videos, and then when you get here, you're like, this place isn't for real, is it? And then you get here and you're like, oh my God, recognizable, fun music's playing, everybody's happy.
And it's a nice course.
And it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful course. And everybody, just so you know, check the links out below. We're going to put some links to Mikey's channels and stuff like that. There'll be a lot of stuff there. And so you take that, really making it a people place. It's not a stuck-up place, so anybody can come here. Is this a public course?
Totally public, daily fee public golf
Are
course.
all your courses?
All of them are daily fee public, yep.
Wow, that's great. And then such good shape and
Beautiful.
and fun. And they're not outpriced. Again, that's another thing.
Well, that's the other thing to make it inclusive, where we have programs where you could play Sunset Twilight for nothing, you know what I mean? So if you're just getting introduced to the game, you don't want to pay a bag of money to come out and slash it around, come out in the afternoons, play, enjoy a sunset, have a ball. You even get a free rum shot, and when it's hot out, you get a popsicle. So, hey.
Wait a minute. You got a golf course, you get free rum shots?
Hey, right here at the Nash, it's called Pops and Shots,
I don't
baby.
remember that one. We were drinking our own, though. I mean, I don't know. I think that's great. You don't drink, and I'm going to give our audience a little background, and everybody knows how I love redemption stories. Yep. Whether it's mine, you know, Gangster Redemption, or yours. Mikey, you made your mistakes with alcohol. Right. Alcohol is that one drug that taxes you. You had three DUIs?
Yes, sir.
And you didn't let them beat you.
No.
I mean, obviously, they're a little bit older. I hope. Give us a little background on what happened, because you really are a together guy, I call it.
Yeah.
Or a guy that you want to hang with because you don't judge people. You got a very open mind. You're kind of that kind of person, and I think that's what my audience wants to see, that they can make mistakes, and their life isn't over.
Not at
and
all.
you know how we talk beforehand. I tell everybody in the show that, you know, you're gonna make mistakes. Don't judge anybody, and get up off your boots, pull up your bootstraps, and fucking work, man.
Yeah.
Do what find what you love and do it. Tell us how you did it.
So, thank you, Larry. I appreciate you being able to just give me this platform to share my story.
Absolutely.
Because it's a great story. You know, for all these years, I thought what the hell was wrong with me, right? I would go out, jovial, fun guy. Before you know it, 15 beers later, I pissed the bed, woke up, blacked out, offended people, wondering what the hell happened. That's not me, right? You know, and I was wondering what the hell is wrong with me. I'm not emotionally scarred.
How old were you?
I started at
First
13.
One. Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably 12, 13, and because I'm the youngest of 5, so my whole family comes from, you know, partiers, you know, and so from 13 to, well, I'm 4 years sober, so up until when I was 36, trying to figure it out, right? Trying to put a Band-Aid on it, trying to figure it out.
Good for you.
You know, never really had the answer though. And in fact, you know what? So I was living in Las Vegas. You can imagine how that exploits everything and anything, right? So don't get me
Sin
wrong.
City.
Hey, no doubt.
And don't get me wrong, I like that place.
Hey, absolutely. Nothing wrong with Vegas. Everything wrong with me. But hey, Vegas was a ball. Holy shit, talking about nightclubs, after-hour parties. I mean, but hey, I still woke up and made it to work. Even though I needed about a case of freaking eye drops and a couple Tylenol, I still never missed a day of work, okay?
I'm going to give you something, but before you keep that up, because I love that. What I've learned so far doing all the redemption stories is every one of us are workaholics in our own way. Yeah. Or maybe I won't call work, we're very dedicated, we're not scared to work.
Right.
Everyone from the kid to you to me to all the stories I've done with lawyers and stuff who had to come back. So go ahead.
Yeah.
So now go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, you got to pay your dues, man. If you decided to stay out a little late, you still got to pay your dues and get up and do the work, right? It wasn't your boss that made you black out.
That is a great line.
So, that was great. So I thought, my life was in a little bit of ruins emotionally. Like right. So I couldn't figure out, there was something missing. I was carrying around this bag of bricks every day of my life. I could not shake this freaking weight off of me, like this crud. Probably poor decisions, right? It's all like your shirt says, I don't believe in bad people, just bad choices, right?
Love the shirt. That's why I wear it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's so true. Rings so true. And it's an original. It's an OG Larry Lawton right there.
It is. They know it's on my. A lot of people buy this shirt. They love this shirt.
So hey, I thought, well, an opportunity had came up here in Florida. I thought, hey, what a great opportunity, a fresh new start. I can leave Las Vegas, leave my problems behind, start a new beginning here in Florida, right? So I picked up.
And how long ago was this?
This was 7 years ago.
Okay.
Yep, 2013, June, I remember. Man, the road trip was hilarious.
Now, you already had a DUI or two?
I had 3. And that was all. So how funny is this? My mother knew I was such a mess. She said as long as I was under her house, under her roof, I could not get a driver's license. So I didn't get my driver's license till I was 19. Sure as shit at 20, 21, and 23. Bing,
you
bang,
had them
boom.
right in a row.
Boom.
You're lucky it was back then.
Hey, no question.
Because if it was today, you'd been in jail. Number one.
Yeah. No, I know.
Mandatory.
Bad. Very bad.
Yeah.
So, and we all know the laws. You're an idiot if you drink and drive with Uber and all the other shit out
absolutely.
there. Absolutely.
I never had one, and I party like anybody else.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not something that, I believe in control. Let me just put it that way.
Control, right. So I thought, hey, I'm going to leave all my problems behind. I'm going to leave them here in Las Vegas. I'm going to hightail it out to Florida, fresh new start. Nobody knows me. Let's go, right? So I packed up the car, drove out here, started.
Now you had
Florida.
the job waiting for
Oh yeah, I had yeah. But sight unseen, never been to Florida before. Just thought, let's start something new. And I was always highly effective at my job and everything else and what I did. I was lucky to have
great
the
work
skill
ethic.
set. Yeah,
and great work
skills.
ethic. And skills and great work. Smart young guy. Absolutely.
So I came to Florida, and it wasn't long before the problems actually chased me down again, right? Because you know what? Unless you're really willing, you're willing to be honest and open-minded and willing. That's how it works, right? The how. Honest, open-minded, and willing to take whatever that is and punch it dead in the face, right? And knock that thing out. Then it's just going to keep following you, whether it's a month or 2 months or whatever. It will catch up.
So true. That's a great way to look at it.
So, and in fact, it was the 12 steps. I give the 12-step credit a ton of credit.
I always say in this show, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. 100%.
Absolutely. I don't knock anything.
Of
if
course.
It worked, it worked.
Yeah, and the reason it worked was because I was ready to be honest, open-minded, and willing, and people came into my life that I'd admired, and that did it. And I said, you know what? Why not me? So it turns out, you know what? You read the doctor's opinion. It's a medical thing. It's just genetic in my body that I drink, and it affects me differently.
It probably affected your whole family.
Yeah. And in fact, come to find out, I was 36, and emotionally, I was about 13. The reality. That emotionally 13-year-old kid stuck in a 36-year-old man body, right? Now I'm 40. 4 years sober. I think I finally caught up. I'm a 40-year-old now.
You're still 25.
Yeah,
Come
still
on.
25 at heart,
You're still 25 like me. I'm old, but I feel young.
Yeah. So the liberation, the freedom that I've got every day. And the cool thing about this is, Larry, is, hey, we could go and we could have a beer. Hey, listen, we give free rum shots. We actually pour doubles over here. We don't judge. Listen, alcohol is cool. You can drink, light it up, baby.
As I say on this channel all the time, I believe in all drugs should be legal, but if you do crime or you can't control them, you should be held accountable.
Exactly.
And it shouldn't be on you to help you as a person. If you do drugs and you commit a crime to get those drugs, you should be held accountable. If you do alcohol and you're driving drunk because you're going to kill somebody, you should be held accountable.
Right.
But if you want to go home and get smashed, I don't give a fuck what you do at your house. I mean, personally,
right.
I don't encourage that to the young people, obviously, as you don't. But you got to find that. What made you find, I liked what you said. You took it and you punched it in the face and you beat it. And I don't know if it'll be always a struggle. I think you're a very controlled guy. You're a very smart young guy. So I don't know where you're going to be at whatever level. At what point, like, it was 36 years old. Mm-hmm. What in your life happened that you said, what, your dick didn't get hard? I
got stories that I can share with you for days. Something like that.
No, I know that.
So I quit. So I got started in the program, and this is what solidified it. I got started in the program. I was 60 years.
What made you go to the program, Mikey?
I was seeking something. I was carrying around this freaking bag, lugging it around every day.
Okay, so you weren't happy.
Wait, I was not happy.
There you go. Okay.
Zero joy,
Good
zero
for you,
happiness.
because you're so. But I know you for a while now, and you've been a happy guy, even when you were partying.
Yeah, of course.
You hit it well.
It was. I hit it very well.
Yeah. Hey, most alcoholics or drug addicts.
Exactly, and the best thing that so I was so conditioned because part of my responsibility is putting smiles on people's faces, even then, right?
Right.
And so when they turned around to walk out the door, I'd crumble I would just crumble. Oh man! Yeah. And then the next guy'd come up, and I'd pop back up. But now it's so natural. It's so authentic. I'm so on fire. Yeah.
Well, I gotta even say you look great.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen you in about a year.
Yeah.
About a year and a half, whatever it is. You look great. I mean, obviously you got that energy. You always did. Right. And but so here you are. You're 36. You had the baggage. You go to. Somebody sent you to.
No, nobody sent me. I went on my own. Yeah.
So you went to
seeking
just AA. You just said.
Yeah, went into a meeting actually, and then I
Did you ever do it before?
Well, court ordered.
Okay, so you knew what it was about.
I knew what it was about.
Okay, good. Okay.
And I actually locked eyes with a guy there that was got many years sober. He's an entrepreneur. He's a business guy. He's big. He's built like Superman. And I looked at him. I said, you know what? That guy's got something I want. And I went up and I asked him. I said, I cornered him, right? And he kind of ducked me for a minute because he's busier than crap. He's running businesses, hundreds of employees. He's busy as a sponsor, right? And I say, I can't find a sponsor and so on. And he said, all right, shit, dude, you got me. All right. So he took me through the program. But 30 days sober, this is what solidified it. 30 days sober, dude, I said, you know what? I'm 30 days sober. I'm feeling great. I was celebrating. We were crushing it at work. Business is crushing it. I've never felt better. I decided to have a couple of pops.
Okay, go ahead.
I light it up, have a couple of pops. Holy shit, dude. You talk about getting lit, man. I got lit.
You haven't had a drink in now 30 days.
30 days, right? Yeah. So my body was yearning, right, dude? Dude, I mean, and I pissed the bed, woke up, disheveled, freaking don't know where nothing is. Oh, my God.
I don't mean physically, mentally.
Oh, mentally? Like
I fucked up.
Like a giant bag of crap, dude. What a giant bag of crap.
I fucking let not that you let yourself down.
Yeah.
And I look at that.
And I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, well, that can't ever happen again. That will not happen again. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that does not happen again. And it just...
That incident, So, there's a number I know, most people with drunks or alcoholics or drug addicts, or they relapse 3 times.
Yeah.
That's the average.
Right.
Some 1, some 5.
Yeah.
But the average is 3 times. And I often wonder, I always say this, and maybe you can do it or not. I always believe there's always something in a person, whether it's low self-esteem, sexuality issues, or whatever the issues that they're hiding.
Mm-hmm.
So they need a drug or they need alcohol, something to drown that out.
Mm-hmm.
I never had, because I'm a fucking crazy bastard as it is. So because people here know how much acid I did in prison and all the kind of shit and everything. I love acid. I tell it right here, I love acid because it opens the mind. They did so many studies on acid that are good. Actually, people, they take the negative quickly and say, "Oh, it's negative." It's like, listen, drugs are drugs for a reason, and they work for a reason. Now, do people abuse them? Absolutely, and that's the problem. But you can abuse sugar. I'm starting to fucking abuse sugar. I ended up getting down. I was 251. I got down to a 220 something. Now I'm back up to about 240, and I'm still strong, all that kind of stuff. But
I did notice you actually gave me a Coke Zero.
Yeah, exactly. If you even go look in my whole refrigerator, it's keto stuff. I was on the keto because I wanted to get. But you can abuse it. We're just getting into the abuse, whether it's food, gambling, sex, I don't care what it is. You can abuse it. And I think most people abuse things are to hide from something. you know, whatever it is. And again, I usually get with young people, and I find out there's a lot of deep issues. You know, they were bullied, or they were abused, or they have questioned their own sexuality, or they question, or the self-esteem is a big one, and they were pushed down by so many people that they, you know, and they can't explore their life, they can't be who they are, and whatever. And I feel for them, because I said, listen, this is fucking, we're living on this earth 80 fucking years. Listen, I got 20 years left. We got 80 years, let's say. Fucking enjoy them, man.
Yeah.
But truly enjoy them. Don't enjoy them for the wrong reasons, like you were, or even I never had that addiction issue. I was always lucky. Like you said, it is a gene, and they've done many studies with that. And if that doesn't mean, and I often tell people, it doesn't mean you can't have fun. Fun doesn't have to be because of something. You should have fun anyway. I could have fun whether I party or not. And I like that. Sometimes I enhance it, and I go, I want to stay up, or whatever it is, and you know how that is. So I look at that, and I try to figure out why people do what they do. And how are you doing with your, like, you run a business, right?
Right.
Let's get back into your business for a second. You run a business, and it really is a fun business.
So
right?
it's all about fun. It's not about golf. It's all about fun.
Right. So people who don't golf should come here.
100%. Why
And
wouldn't you?
And there's people that can
You're
help
outside,
them do this.
You're with
and,
people you like. You're having a ball. You see birds, lakes, trees,
you know,
sunshine,
and fresh air,
fresh
especially
air,
during
green
COVID.
grass.
Let me ask you a question. You know, with COVID, has golf gone up?
We've gotten a significant uptick from the COVID, yeah, for good reason.
Oh, absolutely. You're outside. You can
Yeah.
social distance. You can do anything you want.
Sure.
Now, do you now find that you're seeing this big light, and we could take that now? Because you know I did it with my business here. YouTube has opened the door for me because people are home. But now that they're going back, or even they still want to see, and people want more content. So I've learned a lot about the media business.
Yeah.
And you've learned even more about the golf business, correct?
Yeah.
Is your philosophy just your course, or is it all your company?
So it's all our company, yeah. All
come up with
all
it?
7 golf courses are just are well different, because each golf course and each property has its own core competence, right? It has its own character. Only, you know, with the entire vibe of just making it cool, making it fun, here we take a much zanier approach to it.
Well, I love the
Because
shots and
I
stuff.
know,
I mean, who
it's
doesn't like that?
So yeah, when we got here, we took a look at it. We try to take every golf property we can to its highest and best value. And here, stuck in a highly competitive market with golf courses on every corner, like Walgreens, for God's sake.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
everywhere.
Pompey's probably one of the most densely populated in
Yeah.
the country.
Yeah.
Correct? There in Orlando, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of people. That's a cool thing. We love markets with a high demand, but a lot of competition too, because we can edge out the competitors.
Gotcha.
So we like that.
So you're not really after the kid, the avid does nothing but golf and this.
Oh no, they're totally welcome. So I mean, it's the, you know, absolutely, but you got to look to go ahead and be having fun. Our golf course is a championship golf course with perfect greens and beautiful bunkers, and it's certainly playable. And people that are single-digit handicaps and serious about the game love it too.
Do you ever see people getting pissed about other? Because let's face it, you get a bunch of people out here drinking
get
drugs.
pissed, you know?
See,
It's
I
like,
would
hey,
never.
you
Me,
know,
I
it's
play
like-
music. I don't give a shit. You know,
and we handle that. You know what I mean? Hey,
Yeah.
we handle everything with a yes attitude, even if it's got to be a no, we handle it with a yes attitude.
yeah, give them a free round. Do what you
Yeah,
gotta do.
whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
come
people
back.
are important to us. You know, and we've slowly built it. You know, the funny thing is, between the music, the shots, the people being happy, giving Bluetooth speakers out, everybody's jamming, having a good time. Everybody thought we did that for the younger people. It turned out that the older folks, the more mature crowd, look at this as like the fountain of youth. They're
I
like,
love it.
this
Yeah.
place is awesome. Because when you're retired, you got your Social Security and your pension check and your 401k, and you don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about, you know, showing up to work, you know, families, people. What's your only goal in life? It's to feel good. All you want to do is
you
feel
know, that's
good.
so funny because, you know, Glenn, our good friend Glenn,
Yeah.
he always has a speaker going, and he's 72, I
Yeah.
think, 73 now.
It's a universal thing,
Yeah,
man.
and we all, people say to me sometimes, do you mind if I play music? Please, you want my playlist? I tell them, you know what I mean, what it is.
Absolutely.
So you do that. Who come up with that? I mean, you're a principal of this company,
Yeah.
correct?
So it's my brother Joe and myself and another business partner, CPA Mike D. Joey's really the chief strategist behind it.
Your brother?
Yeah. He's really wicked
Older?
smart. Wicked.
Oh yeah, older.
Yeah, 9 years older. Yeah. Wicked smart. And then myself, I was more the tactician and kind of operational influencer. So we've got some great content at Palm Beach National, Mikey D. And then we just launched the Golf Biz podcast. It's going to be awesome. It's less about golf, more about biz.
Okay, I like that. We'll be a link in there. What courses do you have in Florida?
So we have Madison Green, which is beautiful.
Where's that?
It's over in Royal Palm, West Palm.
It's in the area, too.
Yeah, right here. Palm Beach National here, the Nash, place to be.
The place to be.
And
Mikey
the club
D,
at Emerald
place to
Hills.
be. And where?
The club at Emerald Hills, right down where it used to be, there in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, Emerald Hills is
Yeah,
yours now? I didn't
yeah.
know. See, I got to go down
That's
there.
a funny story. I showed up, so the same owner, Madison and Emerald. Oh, yeah. So we started month 1, and our results are immediate, too. I mean, we go in there, we actually shift it, we price it right, we start doing customer acquisition, selling players cards. Month 1, crushing it, Madison Green. He says, Mikey, you got to come here and check Emerald Hills. This is just funny here.
Just the owner.
Yeah.
Now, you manage them. You own them. You guys own a golf course management company.
Correct.
Got it.
Consulting, management, everything.
Okay.
Full service, whatever you need. So I get down to Emerald Hills, and sure as shit, I pull into the parking lot. It says no parking in 3 different slots, signs. I get up to the front door. It says no outside food and beverage allowed, no clubs allowed. I walk downstairs. It said no rain checks. It rains every day here in Florida in the summertime, right? No rain checks. I go out to the putting green. It has big sign says no chipping. I'm just scratching my head, dude. Like,
Too many no's.
Oh my god, yeah. How do you run a business like this, right? So he shows up and we meet and everything. I said, "Wow, you got the bones of a great golf course here, man. Really nice." He goes, "Yeah. What do you think?" I said, "Well, as far as the overall vibe and the clubhouse here, I tell you what, you'd make a great funeral home."
You told him?
Oh yeah, right out of the gate. He goes, "What do you mean by that?" I said, "Bro, like seriously, where's the tunes? Where's the happy people? Where's the action? This place."
You mentioned. I think I counted 8 no's.
Yeah. I'm looking for the dead body. Where's the dead body at?
No.
And so every sign that you walk into actually has a smiley face with "It's another beautiful day, place to be.
Now it does.
Glad you're here."
Now
everything.
it does.
Hey, you want rain checks for any or no reason? You made a double bogey, you get pissed, no problem. Here's your credit back. I can't wait to see you again. And it's that kind of mentality, right? So everybody bought in. You got to get the team to buy in because I'm only one guy, but if you can get everybody to buy in, not only does it actually build the business, grow the revenue stream, so you can improve the property, you can do a lot of things, but it also makes it such a positive, happy work environment where we're not going to get rich in this business, right? But we sure as hell can be happy.
And have fun.
Yeah.
And make a living.
And make a living. You won't get rich. You're going to make a great living. You're going to have a great quality of life, and you're going to look forward to showing up every day. So, my employee, retention. My employee retention. It's awesome.
Well, like you said, when people have to keep telling people no, and they go, "Oh, fuck this," or,
yeah.
"Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. Hey, shut the music off. Hey, you can't walk on that. Yeah, get the fuck out. Enough already."
Yeah.
It's like, how much do you want to be here?
Yeah.
Now it's like, hey, man, everybody's happy and go, like you said, not no, it's yes. It's the word, yeah. You should probably take the word no out of everything.
Everything. Gone. And hey, there's sometimes you got to say no, but you can say no with a yes attitude.
Right, absolutely. So you took over Emerald then?
Uh-huh.
And now when you take over, of course, do you come in with you tell them, "Listen, we're running it. The fuck out of the way."
Yeah, I'm not an authoritarian, like totalitarian guy that comes in and starts blowing people away. I try to give everybody the best handshake we can, but there's some people that want to buy in and actually do it. And so we either
if they don't want,
we either retrain them or reload them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What I meant is, does the owners have the understanding you're going to change things up?
Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
Listen, like he had all this. Well, he must have had some management company in there already.
He was self-managed at the time. Yeah, self-managed.
That's usually a big fuck up. I mean, unless you're there.
But even since we're going off the cuff here, being improv, man, golf management companies themselves are actually why golf isn't more popular. I'm serious. The way that they run things, you got to have a collared shirt. You got to do this. You can't do that. You got to show up 20 minutes before your tee time. You can't play as a fivesome. Bop, bop, bop. I mean, if I could write a book on the nose, and golf being as cool as it is now, I mean, we're talking like superstars making tens of millions of dollars, flying private jets, dating supermodels on the PGA Tour.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, we're talking, yeah. DJ, Ricky,
Oh,
all these
I love
kids,
them,
man.
Are you
Unbelievable,
kidding me?
right?
Rory and him. And
Rory, yeah.
I actually saw Rory.
It's never
hit
been
balls
cooler
up at Jupiter.
ever.
Unbelievable.
Right? So it's really on the operational side that we've let it down. You know what I mean? Like, not by making it way more inclusive, way more fun, way more friendly, and just
Bringing it to the masses. Was that
bringing
what you
it
like
to the
call
masses.
it?
Yeah, bringing it to the masses, and that's what we're doing.
Because you don't have to be rich to be playing golf.
Exactly. That's
A lot
the
of people.
thing.
That's another thing. Everybody thinks, "Oh, you're a member of a country." I was a member of Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, it can get expensive, but they weren't assholes either. We had a great guy down there, Mike O'Brien. But a couple of things did happen that kind of turned us off with, like dress code bullshit. You know.
Yeah.
Now I get it. You don't want to. You
Private clubs are different.
Yeah, and you still don't want to. You know, you don't want to be out there in bathing suits. You know, unless it's the bathing suit day or some shit you guys come up with.
Yeah.
But.
Definitely not us. You wouldn't want to see us in a bathing suit.
Yeah.
I'd look like Tom Kite. He'd look like Craig Stadler.
Fucking Stadler on fucking steroids. That's a good one. You're right. People don't know. Go Google Greg Stadler. Just Google Greg Stadler, and you're gonna go, "Oh fuck!" They called him the Walrus. That's just to let you know who he is. But anyway, so I'm letting our audience know to get out, no matter where they are in the world, and find that golf course. But you made a great point about the management, and I want to get back into that for a second. So how can they change? Is there a group of is there a organization like Golf Course Managers Organization?
There is. There's a golf
What
course
the fuck?
operators association.
Have people come up with what you're doing before, or do they need new leadership? Or?
So this is the funny thing is everybody says, well, Mikey, I mean, I got my playbook all over the Paradigm website. You know, we have five.
It's in a link below.
Yeah.
Okay.
The playbook, we actually will give our advice for free. The reason being is that it's actually might sound simple, but it's not easy to implement. Like you do need an entire shift in the mindset and the way you actually address things.
I think it has to do with you. I know you, Mikey, and you got that, again, that positive attitude, that fun. You know, you haven't changed a bit from drinking or not drinking, which I think is a testament to what your own self. And that's what makes it fun. And I get you, but you think people are stuck in and they don't want to change?
Tradition. Yeah, well, so it goes back to the old story, you know. The little granddaughter asks her, the little girl asks her mom why she cuts the two ends of the ham off and puts it in the Thanksgiving oven, right, for Thanksgiving dinner. And the little girl asks her mom. She says, "Well, I don't know. Grandma always did it." So the grandma comes over, and the little girl asks the grandma why she, cut the two ends of the ham off. She said, "Well, in my day, the ovens were too small."
Oh,
so it's
now they're not. Why are you still doing that?
Yeah,
shit?
why are you still doing that shit? Yeah, it does. Yeah, so there's going to be a big shift. I really feel it. You know what? Between the Golf Biz podcast, getting it out to the world, I really believe that there is going to be a ginormous shift.
Are you seeing mega increase in business?
Crazy.
Every one of your courses.
We're talking, and this is pre-COVID too. I'm not even talking any kind of COVID organic uptick that just happened. We crushed it from our entire career. We've batted 1,000. We've never gone into a golf course and lost, ever. This particular golf course is going to be up $1.2 million. Emerald Hills will be up $1.4 million. Madison up 800.
So I got a golf course.
I mean, that's just 3 out of our entire.
I got a golf course up where I live. This is a true story. There's 4 or 5 of us were thinking of buying it. And it was a place called the Majors, and actually Billy Horschel used to play there. That was his course. And it's fucking in terrible shape. I mean, they let it go, but there's no real. The only country club up there is a place called Suntree. It's okay. It's nothing like Fort Lauderdale or the country clubs down. Forget Jupiter and all these places down here.
Right.
But if they made it a fun course, but they'd have to clean it up too. People don't want to play, because I played your course many times, and it's a great shape course. It's got a good layout. It's fun. It's always in good shape. I mean, it's not, it's not Donald Trump's course. Obviously Trump has
not
the
trying
best
to be.
course. No, absolutely. But it's in great shape. You can't bitch and say, "Oh, the greens are so bad I couldn't putt." Fuck no, it's you. You can't putt.
Yeah,
That's what I tell
exactly.
people. But I've been to courses where the greens are so bad, you say, "I'm never coming back here." I mean, it's like a cow pasture.
Yeah.
So do you go into a course, if I wanted to get a group of people to buy a golf course and say to them, "Hey, listen, we got something," and can you almost tell how many you'll do, or do you do that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, so CEO is Mike Abey, lifetime CPA. He worked for the Nicholas Group. He bought and sold over hundreds of golf courses throughout his career. So we can definitely sit there, evaluate it. We do a heavy due diligence period to take a look at the competition.
You got to pay you as consultants.
Yeah, take
first.
a look at capital improvements, what's going to need to be done. I mean, we
how
can,
much money's needed.
We could take a scalpel to it and tell you exactly what your return would be.
Really, that's very. I did not know anybody because we talked about it a lot, and we got a bunch of guys who got investors and stuff, and said, you know, it's just it's in an area that they're opening up an exit near a highway which they never had, so, but there's nothing there. And we even want to say, why can't we put like a wedding hall? They got such a nice kitchen and a nice thing. Do something where you could do some events or something, because there's nothing in this area where you can do it. But you gotta make the golf course good, and we don't know the numbers on how that works and why did these people not do it. You know, why the people who are running it now?
Yeah.
And it's changed hands twice or so for whatever reason it's not working. Yeah. But I've never heard of your model.
Yeah.
Fun model. Go out, party, drink. Maybe there's not enough people. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to take a look at the market, because, frankly, there are golf courses that are just dogs with fleas, that are just, you know, are losers.
Bad area, can't make it, right. Not enough people around, not enough.
Yeah, exactly.
High enough income, I guess. But you, like you said, you don't need a lot of money to play golf.
No, a lot of times, no. Yeah.
No, I mean, listen, I play golf, and you can go out and play for $50.
Yeah, I know, exactly. What else are you going to do for 4 hours nowadays? I mean, the price of a movie, for goodness sake, or even bowling. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
I mean, $50 to go out and have a ball with a golf cart and have a great time. You know,
and nobody up your ass saying, "Don't do this, don't do that," or whatever, man. Like you said,
just
have
play
a shot.
fast. If you're gonna play quick, because that's the only thing that actually, you know, because that steals other people's fun.
You're 100% right. Matter of fact, I'm a big believer because my back. If I gotta wait, I'm fucking stiffening up and I can't golf.
Right.
It drives me nuts. I said, fucking just hit the fucking ball. And they suck anyway.
Yeah.
There's a fucking 100 golfer and he's over the ball like he's fucking, Rory McIlroy going over the Masters. Just fucking hit the ball, man, and go get it.
Yeah, go get it and hit it again. That's the other thing we look too. Like, we like golf courses that are fairly simple, fairly easy, kind of laid out in front of you. I hate tricked up, undulated greens, all the bullshit, dude. It's like, come on, what for?
Yeah, we're not pros.
Yeah,
we're not playing the tour, and I agree with that 100%.
So, hey, anybody out there on the fence as far as whether or not you want to play golf? The one cool thing that Godfather Golf told us was that golf is a bridge to all things. Especially in like a hyper political freaking era that we're in right now. Politics don't matter. Bank accounts doesn't matter. Freaking religion doesn't matter. Nothing matters when you run into a golfer and you start talking golf. Before you know it, it's the best shots, your best score, the best courses you played, and you can come together on some common ground and a bond like no other. So that's cool.
That you make a great point there, because it's very, very rare. I've been golfing since I was 20, so 40 years, and I don't think I've really met assholes on a golf course.
Yeah.
I mean, very few. One guy, and then you'll just not play with him again. But I really don't. It's people get along, they talk. Like you said, that's a great sign. That's Chuck.
That's the Chuck.
But that is true, and that's a way to get to know what we were talking about. And you could say this about a business hiring somebody.
Absolutely. You can look at somebody's character. You're there for 4 hours. You get to know them. You can tell them. You can tell if they're a liar or a cheat. You can tell them if they're a hothead or if they're just cool. Just based on their temperament and how they behave out on a golf course.
How they handle pressure.
True. How they handle pressure.
Yeah.
Is he a choke?
Yeah, is he gonna fucking putt? But no, I agree. Golf has such great quality, and you're out in the air.
Yeah.
You're out in the fucking air. I know we live in Florida, and people who don't, that's one thing. But we live in a place here that get out, man, get out and do something. I didn't know you had the shots. I got to come back, Mikey.
Yeah, all the flavors, too. Mix them all together. You can make your own concoction.
Jeez, I might just stay here or whatever, hold the bottles.
Hey, Larry, anything you want, man. You can park right here on 9 Fairway, babe.
Oh, put the RV up there. And we'll do a live show watching people drink.
Yeah, I love it.
But no, I really love the fact that, one, your story is a redemption story. You had your tough times. You beat something. You come back, you're smart as a whip with golf and business. Because it's business. I'm a businessman, too.
Exactly.
And, when it comes down to it, from gangster lifestyle to a businessman, and you from troubles with alcohol and stuff to a businessman, that's making a difference. And I love this, that the redemption making a difference, and how, what advice, and I love that your company is obvious, like you said, you got stuff going online now that people can just go look at if they're thinking about golf or they're thinking about something. Now, I remember we did a show, we're going to show a clip here of it, when I was riding down the golf, fairway. Well, I had a lot of fun.
And that was cool.
That was pretty cool. We're going to re-put that up.
Yeah.
On my chat. We're going to put that
was
up. We're
good.
going to blast that. And you guys will laugh about that. And it was me and a guy. It was just fun, smoking a cigar, having fun. I love that. What advice do you give people now, one, fighting their, whether it's addictions or stuff like that, or business people?
Yeah.
Give our audience, because we have a lot of young, my audience is relatively 18 to 45.
Awesome.
And it's male.
Yeah. Yeah.
95% male.
Cool.
Which is a great audience.
I love it.
But let them, and I'm not knocking you ladies out there, of course, because we have a lot of lady support too. Let them know what you would recommend. One, for helping with your issue, and two, for business, because I think you're a smart business guy.
So there's nobody out there watching right now with less credentials than me. I barely scathed through high school, never made it to college. And I was 25 years old, 3 DUIs, caddying, making whatever I made, dropping it on the tables, or going out drinking and partying, right? So I didn't have a nickel to my name, I had 0 credentials. And so I took a personal inventory. And my brother, Joe, my business partner now, gave me the greatest advice ever. He said, hey, why don't you reverse engineer this thing and go make a list of all the shit you're not going to be. And when I went home and I made a list of all the things, I mean, that includes lawyers, doctors, okay, just on the top professions, right? A teacher, that'll never happen. I couldn't even drive a UPS truck or fly a plane or drive a train, right? That was out. My work ethic was good. I'd show up, but manual labor, you're kidding me. So landscaping and the rest of it was out. So this list was long. I mean, I was very detailed when I made this list. And when I looked at it...
25.
25. And so after doing that, it really came down to the only thing that I can do is actually put a smile on people's faces. That's it. And so I went to the Vehicle University. I got Brian Tracy in the psychology of selling. I got Zig Ziglar.
Oh, you did it on your own?
Oh, yeah, right in the car. Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, John Maxwell, the leadership principles. Zig is the best.
Yeah.
Go check out some Zig, man. Zig, God rest his soul. Zig was the best.
Yes, he was.
Let me ask you a question.
I used to listen
How
to
can you hit a target you do not have?
Sounded like
So I just I was on a plane.
Yeah,
Lady is sitting next to me, says, hey, you got your wedding ring on the wrong finger. He says, yeah, married the wrong woman. Said,
he's talking about motivational and educational books, and tapes we used to listen to. Cars.
Absolutely, great stuff. And so that just filled me up with, not one, the knowledge I needed, okay, of why I do the things I do, but two, the confidence to be able to do them, because this wasn't a manipulating car salesy slick Rick, Benjamin Franklin clothes. Like that, none of that works anymore anyway. Everybody's got it at their fingertips, but they love to do business with people they like. And so, that on a business sense, make a clear inventory of all the things you're not going to be. Reverse engineer it, figure out what you want to be, and then pour your heart and soul into doing it.
I'll add one. I was doing an interview with the other kid, and the traits I see is like what you're going to do. I love what you're going to do. And figure out a way to make money of it.
Yeah.
And I don't mean I want to be a astronaut and I'm talking about, like, he was a tire guy, and you should see the knowledge this kid had on tires. It was just off the blow you away.
Yeah, I know.
He fell into it. I mean, and he loved it, and he loved the hard work. He loved it. He's telling me about this, and he goes, the guy who told me, he says, listen, he goes, you can't make a mistake with tires. People die. Why? I never thought about it, because I was worried about my tires on this big thing. But it's so true. And one of the things, what you just said is a great reverse engineer. It's the first time I heard that. And the second, I'm always for, like what you do, and the traits you all have, all of us, I think. We're not scared to work. We're not lazy. Let me just put it that way. We might not like to do something. That's a fact.
Yeah.
But you're not lazy. Like, I'm not lazy. If I was lazy, I wouldn't fucking be here.
Yeah.
I'm not lazy. I did 4 interviews in 2 days. I'm not lazy. I want to keep doing more. And I think that's the big trait that we all have.
And you're not hypersensitive.
No.
Oh,
fuck,
God,
no.
fuck. You know what I mean? People out there naysay you, try to whatever, try to distract you, try to whatever, you know, beat down your self-confidence, because they do. I mean, they do.
They try.
And you know what? Don't be sensitive, dude. Just, you know what?
You're 100%. Not only sensitive, just keep chugging along, and like when I was working my program, I always believed in it and still believe it. That's what we're doing well in my program, everything, and I always believed in it. And you're right, it'll never work. You've been doing it too long. Try something else. You're smart. Run a titty bar. Do this or whatever. And it's you can't, because you love what you did, and like you said, don't surround yourself with negative people. If there's one life advice I used to give 2. Have good communication skills, because that's the most, like you do, right? You have to be able to communicate with people. I don't give a fuck what you learn in life. If you can't communicate it, it doesn't do any good.
Yeah.
And negativity. Too many people are negative for the wrong. We talked about, the first thing we talked about when I saw you is you get people, fucking weather sucks, this sucks, that sucks.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Anything else suck? Come on, just forget about it.
Yeah.
I mean, stop it.
Yeah.
Look at the positives. You're fucking alive. You're healthy. You got 2 arms, 2 fucking legs, and eyes, and whatever it is. People take too much for granted, and I don't, for the reason I went to prison. I lived in a hole. I lived in a prison cell that makes this thing look like a mansion. I mean, so I look at things a whole different ball game, man. I don't need. I take care of my mom. I have a little house. You know, 1,500 square feet house. I don't want anything bigger. I just, you know what I mean? So I'm very comfortable with everything, and I think people need to stop negativity, learn community, and I love, that's a very micro, reverse engineer who you are at a young age.
Yeah. No, it's powerful. And just to get real...
Great one from your brother. I'll give him credit.
Yeah, give Joey D credit.
Joey D gets the credit for that one.
Just to get really raw with you guys, too, I just lost my father on Sunday.
Yeah,
just 48 hours
I didn't
ago.
know if you want me to mention.
No, that's okay.
I felt for you.
Because I wanted to express your point just now. And that's that there's going to be really raw things that are going to happen. Whether it's your situation and what you had to encounter, right? Which was real. That was real, right?
If so,
losing my dad is the most real thing that I've ever felt. And one thing I don't do is get hung up on the little minutia bullshit and manufacture problems or things to worry about on the minutia, the simple shit. And so frequently people get stuck on that and they manufacture shit. You know what? There's going to be real shit that's going to happen in your life, and it's going to be and it's going to be raw, all right? And it's going to happen regardless. Whether you want it or not, it's going to happen. So enjoy all the time that you can, and don't worry about the minutia. You know what? It's all going to work out, whether it's good or bad. It's all going to work out the way it's supposed to, all right? As long as you work hard and you have great character.
Wow, that's so powerful. Again, obviously losing a parent is so hard, because I lost 2 sisters and a parent, and it's tough, man, and you know that, but you got to take the positives and say how good they were. Look what they did for you. I tell people I had a bad life, my parents, I said, read this, and they read it, and I go, your parents did good. They go, what do you mean? You can fucking read. Whatever they did, you could fucking read.
Yeah.
Guess what? They did a good job.
Yeah.
You'll figure it all out.
The thing that gives me total peace, because I showed up to work the next day and I didn't share it with anybody because I wanted to internalize it, until just now I just started letting a few, word gets out.
Yeah.
But the most powerful thing is that the story had to be written. It has to be written for all of us. And the fact that I wouldn't go back and change anything in that story, not a thing, is what's really powerful, and that's what really gives me peace. I wouldn't change a thing.
Sounds like me. People ask me all the time, do I regret? I don't use the word regret. This is a negative emotion. You can't, and you learn from every experience. No matter what experience you go through, you have to learn. If you don't learn from that experience, then you're being an idiot. Now, it takes us longer to learn. I mean, look at me. I was arrested, your kid, this, crime. Eventually, you learn a little thing. And then when you get to a certain age, like I am or you are, and then it's like, oh, the fucking light bulb went off or whatever it is. And all of your past, Mike, made you who you are today.
That's right.
And don't ever forget that. And
Never.
you're a good guy. And I think that means so much. All these young people making the mistakes they are, they're going to mold you to who you become. Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling most people are going to do good. But and I hope they do. Last words for my audience?
Thank you, Larry. I just wanted to thank you. I'm glad we were able to reconnect and enjoy this time together, Larry. I actually look at you from when you were just getting kind of started over here a couple years ago out here, laughing our asses off, and you were such an inspiration of just saying, hey, put me in the fucking bunker. What do you think? You know?
Yeah, well, Mikey was saying, these things bother you. I said, put me in a fucking bunker. Well, give a fuck. I was in a bunker. I was in a fucking hole. I didn't give a shit about the fucking bunker.
Yeah.
Please put me in a bunker. I'm in the fucking free. But, yeah.
So good. Thank you for allowing me to share. And
I think you know, Mike, thank you for coming on. A lot of people won't share some of their past that aren't great, but I think you can help people by doing that.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Hey, and just remember this. Whenever the enemy tries to remind you of your past, remind him of his future.
There you go. Think about that one. I love that. That's good. Everybody, we had great guests. I want to thank again Mikey D, the place to be, Palm Beach National.
Hope we made you smile.
That's the line here, everybody. Have a great day. Make sure you think about your choices you make. Make good choices. Remember, I don't believe in bad people. I believe in bad choices, and we all make them. And just turn your life around at some time of your life. Have a good time, and respect other people. Have a good one, everybody. Till next time.